If you want to achieve something, then whole universe is conspiring to help you.
What if you turn hardship into grace, anger into serenity? Everything changes. Make your life a masterpiece. Welcome, I'm Yanik, your host, and now joining me, Dr. Moazzem Hossain, the founder of Harmony in Diversity. And welcome to this very YouTube live. It's really exciting, as always, with Dr. Hossain, really to discuss harmony and life and how we can actually make a difference. And this topic today is really interesting because we will be talking specifically, Dr. Hossain, about harmony and how it relates to reconciliation and vice versa. Welcome back, Dr. Hossain, to the show and really to Harmony in Diversity. What a topic, what an idea of you, and I'm truly blessed that you are leading this initiative that really is a game changer.
Thank you, Mr. Yanik. And I also must thank you because you are also the initiator of this. You like harmony, and also you also want to, live very peaceful and reconcile life. I must say that you want to live in bliss or joy. That is the key. In fact, we had a series of podcasts about this harmony. We also defined harmony and other aspects, harmony and conflict resolution, and also harmony at individual level, this family level, and also the community level and the state level also. So I'd request those who all are interested, they can see, they can watch or listen all those podcasts. Then they will be clear about this. Okay, thank you, Mr. Yanik. In fact, I must acknowledge your effort to continue with these our joint effort about harmony and how to live in harmony and joy and with blissfulness. So, but for the viewers, those who all are watching, that we had a series of podcasts about the harmony in diversity. And if you are interested and if you want to know it better, then you must listen all those, and then it will not be disjointed to you. However, each and every episode is also you can understand things independently also. So today our the topic is harmony and reconciliation, and harmony and reconciliation, this is complementary to each other. uh, if you want to attain harmony, then to be very specific, without harmony, you cannot attain reconciliation. In fact, uh, I don't want to discuss detail about these nitty-gritty about the definition of harmony, how it is, because we discussed at length in our previous episodes. So, but directly, let us go to that how we can uh, achieve harmony and also the reconciliation. Okay, so Yeah, I'm facing some difficulties. Uh,
You mean with the cell phone?
Yeah, I don't know. Powered, I just made it off, but again, it is, it was on. So, sorry, there is
No
a,
problem.
I just switched it off now. Okay. Today, there is a disturbance from a technological hazards. Okay. So that's why, when I was posted in a remote places in Chittagong hill tracts, there was no electricity. So I was very happy that in our country or in this part of at that time we are not self-sufficient in electricity also, and on those remote area it wasn't possible to provide electricity. So I said we stay in a camp that there is no mental tension that electricity will go and come. So remain with the nature. Okay, I'm sorry again. You start again. You discard it. Okay, and I just switched it off. Okay, so please, you we start it again. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Welcome, I'm Yanik, your host, and now joining me, the founder of Harmony in Diversity, Dr. Moazzem Hossain, to discuss and further unpack harmony in diversity, specifically harmony and reconciliation, and how the two relate in one way or another together. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Moazzem Hossain, to really unpack harmony in diversity, specifically harmony and reconciliation.
Thank you, Mr. Yanik. In fact, both of us together, we had a um, uh, considerable amount of journey about harmony, and we had a number of episodes about this harmony and diversity. In fact, you are to be also credited for this. So, the viewers, those who all are watching, we had number of episodes about harmony and diversity, and there we discussed at length in a series of our podcasts. If you are interested, then you can watch all those podcasts. Then you will be able to understand things clearly. Um, Even if you do not watch, then our each and every episode is also you can learn things, independently. So,
And most importantly, we invite people to really subscribe to programs.dykm.com slash harmony in diversity H1ID, which means that you can actually meet one-on-one Dr. Moazzem Hossein and really further this incredible topic in order for you to really flourish and live the best life possible.
in fact, in our today's topic, harmony and reconciliation, we'll not go in details about the definition and of harmony and reconciliation. We'll directly go to the subject. Now, these two, harmony and reconciliation, is complementary to each other. In fact, we all must strive to have harmony, and to achieve this, if in the process, if we need to do any reconciliation with your surroundings or with your counterpart, or for that matter, anything, then we must do it to live in a world of harmony, and we must inculcate this culture of living in a uh, culture that is we respect that harmony in diversity. I will start with the quotation of Fyodor Dostoevsky. He said that no animal could ever be so cruel as a man. In fact, this is our basic instinct. There are many philosophers, also Spengler, then Friedrich Nietzsche. They also talked about this aspect of human being. So if you study the characteristics of our of human being, then you will find that this violence is embedded in our DNA memories. And there is a psychiatric terminology that is called automatic repeatism. That means, at a certain point of time, if you are subdued or if you have accepted something and you were not totally reconciled, then you will have this memory in you, and at some point of time, you will, in your lifetime, you will try to take the revenge, or maybe some of your offspring or ancestor in future, this thing will again, uh, come front, and they will try to take the revenge. So, if we study the progressive history of civilization, you will find that though we did a lot of good things, but to me, uh, in fact, the protagonist or they uh, excelled in adopting all these violence method. That is the you can say this Darwinism, and you know that violence is you will find that violence is everywhere. So to someone or even people are saying that yes, definitely we have the development, but these are the collateral uh, impact of this violence. So there are people that sometimes people talk about this thing that war is a necessary evil, because they think that these are a group of philosophers. They think that once things become stagnant, then this violence becomes necessary to shed things and bringing new lease of life. Though I am not in favor of this, and in line with this, that the famous dystopia book written by George Orwell in 1980, in his book 1984, he said regarding these that they fear love because it creates a world they cannot control. You see, but they fear love because love, if there is love, but there will be harmony or this congenial atmosphere, and they think that these are barrier for the ascendancy of the civilization. Though this is not true, but I'm talking these aspects because these all are barrier of harmony. In fact, I'm just discussing all these, that those who all are barrier of the harmony, in fact, and how we will overcome all this to be in a state of harmony and do the reconciliation nicely. So, um, if it is not only in our life also, if you are onlooker of the nature, you will also see that the natural world is also full of violence, and those violence are for your survival instinct. You know, you will see if you see that there is a in this interconnectedness of nature, there you will find a one species is eating another, another one is eating another. These are cycle. So those violence are not uh, violence for uh, the humans. The way there is a difference between violence in natural world because that is for the basic survival. But what as a human we are doing, we are not doing for that. This is the difference between these violence activities in the natural world and also and in our human world. So here one point to note that their violence, little violence, or may be necessary for your own survival, but the way we are doing that is not necessary. I mean that if the violence which we are using, if It is not, uh, at par with the natural level, then it is definitely it is going to be bad. And we are experiencing violence at all level, from individual, family, clan, tribe, state, and uh, here, for all this violence and blissfulness or peace, whatever you say, individual is the baseline. So from individual, it can go up to the civilization level, state level, and global level. And now, why this violence, and which is a barrier for harmony and to achieve reconciliation? First and foremost cause is the fear. In fact, we always live in a constant fear. Fear of fear of recognition, fear of dying. You have fear of many things. Always you are in a fear. So this is one. Then another point is the struggle for recognition. We always want to recognition. Then one important aspect is that we do not have the clarity of perception. That's why we do not have the mental equilibrium. And always constantly, your mind is freaking. That is battle of minds. Because you are not in a balanced state. And another important aspect is the, I we discussed earlier also. I also told you that it is not ego. This is the thymo is the barrier of all aspects of these harmony. Because that Sri Aurobindo, the Tolstoy of India, he said that all problems of the world are the problems of harmony. So that's why it is so important that the underlying causes of these disharmony has to be eradicated. And now the point which you need to understand that why these thymo or spiritedness, this is the Greek word. We must understand that the Plato in his Republic, he described about the chemistry of soul, that there is a desiring part, another one is the reasoning part. A desiring part desires something, and reasoning part, it balances that whether you have the ability to get it or not. And there is another part that is thymo or spiritedness. Here there is two parts. One is isothymo, another is megalothymo. Isothymo means that all are equal. So you have honest feeling. But if all are equal, then who is going to lead you? Then the world will not move ahead. Here comes this megalothymo. These megalothymo, this is embedded or imprinted in all the leaders. So the leader who is taming his megalothymo, he becomes successful. And at par with this megalothymo, the philosophy of Oswald Spengler, that he talked about the violence, and also the he said will to power, will to live. And just like a tiger, he or he doesn't accept anyone in his den, and a human being should live like this. And accordingly, the Friedrich Nietzsche also talked about the Superman concept, that he is the boss, or the more appropriate expression is the Louis the 16th. He said that I am the state. Whatever I say, I do. Everything is everything is the king of whatever you say. So but that is not ego, that is the thymo, and that aspect of individual leadership is also barrier for achieving harmony. And it is we all have this kind of instincts. It is not only with this Superman or anyone. You see at all level. Suppose that there is a certain group people are being suppressed by one leader or one group, but within that suppressed group there is someone, he's also suppressing their own people. So but it is imprinted with all of us. So that's why these aspect to know understand this aspect is very important to have the reconciliation and achieve harmony. And if we further subdivide into action, that in our physical world, whatever we see that what causes this disharmony, we can see that there are many ethnic cleansing, genocide, the rape is happening in many ways, common rape, then identity-based conflict, then race, religion, ethnicity, then otherness in culture, then value system and also lifestyle, skin color, then geography, yeah, itself also kinship. Then you see, nobody is in harmony. Uh, uh, I must blame it to this first world, that modern world. You are the first to destroy all these Aboriginal people. If you talk about Australia or any other country, in fact, we didn't allow them. There were, for the sake of or in the name of development, we causes constant disharmony and through violence. Uprooting people from their own land, and there are political violence. There are social violence also, and the most important thing, that religion has come to the world for make people happy and good. You live in a peaceful world, but though uh, there is a people in a country, they're living in a homogeneous religion, but there is a conflict. There is a intra religious conflict. If I talk about Christianity, there is a Catholic, there are Protestant, there are Orthodox, there are Evangelist. I don't know that there might be other sect also. Then come Islam. We have various sects, Sufis, liberals, and within Shia, Sunni, and there are many other sects. Hinduism, so though Hinduism is not a complete religion, it is a culture, but you see there is a reactionary, though earlier there was not, but now this Hindu concept is also this reactionary, and there are number of divisions. Then this most pacifist religion, that it is not pacifist. Buddhism is one of the pacifists, because Jainism is more pacifist than Buddhism. That Buddhists have also have a these Hinojan, Mohajan, then Jain Buddhists, and there are many other sects and divisions. Here you see that all this religion has you know it has a very good impact on the civilization. At least we can say that it has the psychiatric ability to keep people at peace. But now, for the sake of religion, within own religion, there are difference of opinion, and we are talking about interfaith. What to talk about interfaith? Within one faith, there is a huge divisions with uh, the new thoughts, new interpretation of things. Here, these harmony and reconciliation is a very important aspect. If you do not inculcate this habit of harmony and diversity, that you live with your ideology or the way you interpret things. If I do not agree, let me allow to live at par with you, or side by side, at least agreeing with the disagree. Otherwise, this will lead to the serious conflict. There were because of this religious conflict. We have not forgotten the crusade. This and it is, and you will see that in all these modern world also, there is a this branding of religion by the protagonist, because they find it very easy to motivate people. Okay. Even you see that when Gulf War One was there, then Bush, uh, he started with his speech that crusade has begun again. So this was a political statement. This was not real. So we must be cautious about using religion to cause disharmony and division. Then, as I said earlier, that there is a group of philosophers. They say that war is a necessary evil, and they proponent the philosophy of violence, Spengler, Nietzsche, Bertrand Russell, and also by in many other religion also, that through the destruction new things will come. So old things will go. This type of mentality is also is a serious barrier to the harmony and reconciliation. And now, if we come to our present age, you can see the intrusion of technology, especially digital world, and we know about artificial intelligence, then synthetic intelligence, and the digital platform with a lot of their apps. They are just fragmenting us, our human mind. It is uh, fragmenting us so much that it was never happened in the world. So that's why if then also using this gadget is also causing a lot of disease and mental imbalance and disharmony within you. So there is a collective delusion and losing our humanness as well as collective consciousness also. As uh, so the now we are in a threat of extinction because of this artificial intelligence or synthetic intelligence and digital platform. But thing is that we will have to live with this because this artificial intelligence or has given us many good things, and those things are also we could not imagine even before 1 year that we can use it in a such an advantageous way, because definitely artificial intelligence, then synthetic intelligence is more devastating than it, because synthetic devastating intelligence is going to create a individual human being, but artificial intelligence is still it is programmed, though but they can work independently. Just I'm not talking about all other things, but if you see that if we are in this world, we are having the scarcity of food, and artificial intelligence can bring revolution in this aspect. Because if, I've seen in some part of India that in remote part of India, there these farmers, now modern farmers, educated farmers, they are using this artificial intelligence. Traditional farmers, they used to water, they really didn't know how much water they needed. Now through artificial intelligence, they know how much water is needed and where water is needed, and but they are using even to you know for insecticides and everything. In fact, artificial intelligence can create revolution in agricultural sector, and there are many other sector also. But as a whole, if you see that definitely all these are not that violent, but these are the certain changes in our civilization at now, but it is causing also a lot of fear and hope and fear, hopes and aspiration, both are there, and these also causes some disharmony, as now we are used to or we are getting used to live in a virtual world. And then the new generation leadership, those who all are coming, because uh, mm, they were born and brought up with this technological advancement, and they have seen it from the womb of their mothers. And definitely their values, their thought, their everything will be totally different, because uh, we believed in human wisdom. They believed in the artificial intelligence. They even dependent on the emotional matters to the artificial intelligence. They ask everything to the chat gpt, everything to the google, and chat gpt and artificial intelligence has become friend. Well, we had teachers, we had friends, we nature has also become our friends. But you see, we cannot deny this change, because this is the trend. We'll have to accept it. This is their generation, so they will move on like this. But you see, uh, our generation or past had some empathy or sympathy, compassion, whatever you say, those are there, and we remain interconnected. Okay, and we strive for this blissfulness or joy. But here, our own was at par with the natural world, but their one is in the artificial world, and artificial it is devoid of the touch of this humanness, or but that is going to, I don't know, but definitely they will cope up with this, but it is going to cause tremendous disharmony, and I don't know how this generation will reconcile with this, because once um, our evolutional memory, or the world civilization we have created with our value system and everything we had, now it is taking complete u-turn. So here the initial there will be pandemic of, now it is pandemic of mental illness, then uh, by 2060 it will be the pandemic of suicide. It is not my saying, this is the world health organization report. So I would request those who all are in a position, these are the aspect, to me this earlier one, those will be there, but since world is moving with this, and we will have to move with this. We cannot redo it, and change is constant, change will be there, and change will be with this line the. So here this aspect needs careful consideration, and we must think on it. Those who all are in a policy level, they must also espouse this idea to as much people as they can, because if we are not careful enough now, then we are uh, creating a generation, they will be disjointed with each other, and it will be like living alone. And that's why you will see that there are people, they will earn huge money, but they'll commit suicide because they don't read philosophy, they don't read literature. Okay, if you do not read philosophy, if you do not read literature, but you can earn billions of dollars. But if you do not have this understanding of literature, to me, then you will not live good life. Okay, if you understand literature, if you understand philosophy, it's not that you need to be intellect to know all these things, but if you know little bit of it, then definitely you will enjoy in the nature. if you if you do not have understanding of this philosophy and literature, then you will also not understand the nature. You will not like it. So
And this is such an important point what you're making, because it's really helping pattern, recognition of pattern, right? That everything is in cycle. And what you're saying, right? In nature, you see the same thing day and night. And the same thing is with history, right? So therefore, you can anticipate. So therefore, you know that, okay, everything already happened once. So now it's up to us to just make it a little bit better, to just to improve gradually, right? So this will also calm you a little bit down and gives you some sort of hope, right? Otherwise, you are just desperate and you think like that's completely crazy what we are going through, but in fact everyone and in every century go through those kind of cycles.
Yeah, but you are right. You see that, these people, they will suffer from tremendous loneliness. Now, you see, they are asking everything to artificial intelligence or GPT. But if you can convince them that you just go to the nature, you are not alone. You just look around, you see, you are so, you are just like one species out of billions of species. If you die right at this moment, nothing will happen to this universe or this planet Earth. If we talk about in the context of universe, now there is people are talking about multiverse. In the context of even our planetary system or solar system, this Earth is a very minor speck. So with this, here, if we think, you know, uh, we since we are living in this place and there are many things to enjoy, and you are just like, as I said, that like another species, like another uh, insects. So you must have connection with all this, these plants, these animals, this animate, inanimate objects, and everything. So if you go out to the nature, if you look to the nature, just sit for a while, you will see you don't need any teacher. Automatically, you will feel good. So it can, eliminate many diseases. It can eliminate your mental, physical illness. You don't need to. In the we'll talk that playfulness, mindfulness, and clarity of perception. You see, if you go to the nature, you will see that you will have this mindfulness. You will have this playfulness. So instead of asking to the chat GPT or this artificial intelligence, just go out of your room, sit in the nature. You see, you just look inward. You will get. You do the soliloquy. You will find answers of everything. Because this is my firm belief. The this Paulo Coelho, writer of many best-selling books, but his first book probably most best-selling was this Alchemist. And this alchemist, if you study in details, not this one, but real alchemist, how where from he learned all this. Here, he talked about maktub. Maktub is Arabic word. It is in it came in the Quran once, that maktub is the destiny, and he wants to say that destiny is fixed. But you know, here most important point of that book was to me that if you want to achieve something, then whole universe is conspiring to help you. So if you see, we are, it is all about the world now. It is not only in our Western country that we suffer from loneliness, we suffer from mental illness. We because because of this social media, you are the way things are coming to you. It becomes very difficult. People are um, say one thing, that earlier we used to go for a market for purchasing one shirt or anything, maybe that once in a week, or once in a week, or once in a month. But now you see each and every moment you are getting all these ad, and you are purchasing someone, you are showing it to some of your friend, this thing. And these little things sometimes, if you are not at peace, then it also causes disharmony. I wanted to point out that now, there are elements of causing disharmony is more pervasive than earlier time because of this technology. So you see, if you want to, uh, desire something, or if you want to get, uh, say that you want to remain in harmony, then you know if you strive for it, uh, you will get help from universe. I don't know how it will come. Maybe uh, I will discuss this point once I discuss the how to reconcile with the nature. There, I will discuss this point again. Now, but these are, in general, the causes of disharmony. Now, we will discuss how to achieve reconciliation. Now, do you have anything to ask me regarding the discussion which we had?
This is so important, and I love what you just pointed out because it also changed my life in the sense of really going to nature, as you said. So I really start, since we are talking about this and you're emphasizing this time and again, that you have to go to nature because it will rejuvenate yourself, your spirit, your soul. It really makes a huge difference. And now my question is, how can we, given the fact that harmony and reconciliation is part, in other words, harmony is basically a journey, it's a verb, it's something we have to do constantly, it's looking for meaning, it's creating and developing ourselves through the the ups and downs in life. So how can we, if we don't have harmony in life, how can we reconcile, for example, of a bad experience? Because to me, what you are basically saying is it's very important that ultimately it's a reconciliation of the past and the present. It's constantly, we have to do that, right? Because we are also changing, and therefore we are also changing our perspective on our life. So how do you reconcile, for example, the past with the future, given the fact that we have these memories, right? These memories, evolutionary memories that you pointed out, right, with violence. So, how can we do it in a very practical sense, for example?
This is very good question or good aspect you have pointed out. Um, in fact, uh, three things you must remember. First, these three things is the key. One is mindfulness, then playfulness, and clarity of perception. Okay. Uh, so, why this clarity of perception? Uh, you need to decide clearly that we are living in this world, and uh, what you really want. If you know that right at this moment, at this age, or this time, you might die. You and me might die anytime. Then you ask yourself, or we can ask ourselves that, do we have any clarity about us, that why we have come in this world? Did you ever ask yourself? And did you ever ask yourself that which one will give you more, bliss and joy? Is it that you rank and status, or is it that you want to have the clarity of perception, and you want to live in a, you know, this in the world, having a clear perception that why we are here. So, if you want to strive for this, and that's why I tell people, and it is also suggested in many religions, that you must go to the crematory ground or cemetery, or graveyard or go to the hospital and interact with the sick people or interact with the dying people, because at that time you will have clear perception about the world we are living in, about the individual self. I asked someone, she was about to die. Okay. So I, because of some wrong medication, then I asked her, "What did you see in this stage?" And you know, uh, then I get some answer from her. Then another one that when I asked someone that this is the state that you might die, and I don't know people if they are in our culture. People used to know that when they are going to die. In fact, people used to die consciously, because this is just death is not it was never anything devastating to our culture. Our predecessors, they used to, there was a culture that they used to know that when they're going to shed their body, so they used to know it before 6 to 9 months before. Then they, in one fine morning with some rituals, they used to leave the home and go to the forest, and gradually and slowly they used to shed their body with grace. It is just like a snake. If you see you will not see the dead snake until unless you uh, beat them and kill them, because death is in evolutionary process they are closer to human being. Not only that, if you see that snake die consciously, animals they also die consciously. If you see the David Attenborough or other these documentary, you will see that gorillas they are dying consciously when they think that their time has come, so they uh, leave the herd and they go to the treetop and die uh, gradually and slowly, because they know it, so they die consciously. But we are living in a world with illusion that we never thought of dying, because death is it is something devastating for us. But but death is constant, death is inevitable. So this immortality has causes many disharmony within us. So that's why this clarity of perception that how this universe is running, how we are connected with this cosmic force, how we are connected with this natural world, and what is going to happen to us once we shed our form in the form of death. If you know, you know, if you have the clarity of this thing, then you can plan your life accordingly. You will see that at that time, these colorful world will not, you know, uh, invite you so much. You will not get pleasure in this, because I can tell you this much, that today, if you want to live in a seven-star hotel throughout the world, you want to travel. You travel 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, 1 month, then you will find the boredom, because something that is deviated from nature will not give you that pleasure, because once you can try for this, because at that time after this is I don't know why this is this criticality of our human mind. The moment you attain something, next, right after that moment, you want to strive for other thing. So if you are living in a world full of diamond, then b- just right after that moment, you want to be, maybe that platinum is, I don't know which one is costly. You want to be living in that world. That's why you need to have this clarity of perception. Then you will not have all this friction and any confusion in you. So, you know that these three things, as you said, which are mind, body, spirit. This, these, when this disharmony is there, they destroy this, the harmony of these three aspects: mind, body, spirit. Now, to attain this, you need to have playfulness and also mindfulness and clarity of perception. So, first and foremost thing is that you need to reconcile these three. Okay, mind, body, spirit. Then have firm harmony. Only then, and it can come only if all these are aligning with the cosmic forces. Okay, so and at that time, if you will have the, you will, establish firmly with the clarity of perception as crystal clear. Only then you will see that automatically the mental stability or mental equilibrium will come to you. So you need to attain this state, and how to do this, we have talked about this in our many episodes. That at individual level of what one should do to attain all this. Once you you this is the first and foremost thing. Through this, then reconcile these three, and you achieve harmony, and that is mind, body, spirit. That will give you the clarity of perception just as clear as crystal, and also you will be firmly, grounded, or you will be definitely always looking inward. If you can attain this, you will remain still. Okay, the stillness is the key. Because we are just moving here, there, these monkey thoughts. That that is the serious cause of our disharmony, and that is also the barrier to achieve harmony between this mind, body, and spirit. So once we attain this, then there are a few things that these for other reconciliation, this dialectic method, these are good way to solve the issues. And then another aspect that you need to have, these are uh, the routine things, that power of acceptance. In fact, if you have the power of acceptance and respect, it's not that the tolerance is the key. It is that if you have this power of acceptance, then I believe that uh, power of acceptance will generate some grace in you, and it will also dispel the fear. So there you can deal things easily. And next, since we are talking about reconciliation, then in our uh, history of present time, the example which we have, that is the Nelson Mandela, because he undertook the this great uh, you know achievement of this reconciliation, because he was tortured so much. In fact, he spent his whole life in the jail, that is 27 years throughout his life. And I happened to be in the Robben Island where he stayed, and uh, if you have the scope, you must go and visit that. You see that how humans can be suffered so devastatingly. So that's why you see that the things we say that violence is embedded in us, because as a human, if we can do this thing to other fellow humans, then definitely the proponent of the philosopher who all proponent all these philosophy of violence, definitely they are a follower of this people also. And that burning example is go to the Robben Island and you will see people who are in a solitary confinement, their vocal cord were destroyed. Then they used to be taken to the work where there is a island high, there is a heat. You cannot look at this sand and others. Then though these people, they didn't know that if you work in the sunlight in this, and it helps because you are exposed to the nature. So they wanted to destroy them, but nature has also helped their way to survive these people. And even after that, when Nelson Mandela, he came out of the jail, and he gave these four principle, that is peace, hope, forgiveness, and reconciliation. This was his four pillar. And then APJ Abdul Kalam, this another Brahmo Rishi, uh, ex president and scientist of ex president of India, and also this scientist, he met Nelson Mandela in his house. I also visited that place. So he asked him that you are tortured so rigorously, and how could you adopt this four uh, principle? Then he said that violence breeds violence. With violence, you cannot do good things. So there are two aspects, good and evil. So this violence is there, and good thing is also there. So we are having this duality. So throughout our lifetime, you and me, or as a human being, we are always dwindling between these two. So this you need to have also clarity of perception about this, that how you will conduct yourself. So Mandela said that, just I quote him, that he said that forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That's why it is such a profound weapon, such a powerful weapon. And I, you know, I think I view this thing as a that we discussed someday also, that forgiveness and compassion, these are the quality of the divine. So in fact, it is very difficult to attain this aspect, this forgiveness, because we are so small as a human being. Even if I use some slang to you, it is said in the Mahabharata that uh, if some vile word is if someone give you a box, after sometimes you will forget once there is no pain. But if someone use some vile words or slang to you, or humiliates you, it will. Though I read in recent research that it people remembers it for 23 years, but Mahabharata said that it will continue. You will continue remembering this thing throughout your life. So you will see that you are, swimming, or you are taking bath in a bathroom, and you are just thinking that day Mr. Hussein has, said this bad word to me, so I should kill him. This is called this violence in thought. And this violence in thought is tremendously, injurious for your mind, body, spirit, then physical violence. Physical violence, once you do with your physics, it goes right at that moment. But once this violence in thought, it destroys harmony, it destroys your balance, it destroys everything. But we know we are very little aware about this, and this is a very important aspect. Then another thing, that we power of gratitude, as we talked about religion, and we always must be grateful to our creators. whichever religion you follow. If you bow down your head to your creator, it generates grace and also compassion. And that's why you always must have this. You just, do this. Then you see, just near doing this, you just look inward. And, power of gratitude, you see that we say in all the religion, they always say look inward because they say that God is closer to your heart, or whatever we say that. And you must have a conversation with God. I don't know how many we did it. That's why look inward. Uh, have this gratitude always, as all our culture they say it is God is closer to your heart. So whether it lives here or not, that is immaterial. But if you believe in that, definitely it is going to help you to live in a troubled world, or anything. And that's why at least there are few consensus, irrespective of race, religion. Okay. You see that this is said by uh, all cultures. So this is a one of the finest way to achieve harmony and reconciliation with your conflicting demand and requirement. Then most important, another important thing that which I always talk about, that reconciliation with the nature. That day, the philosopher, this Baruch Spinoza. In fact, he said it is written that Deus sive natura, that is God, that is to say nature. In fact, his thought is at par with the thought of this Eastern mysticism, Eastern wisdom, and with these natural laws also. These and he's telling that God is the nature, and we came from the one source, that is God, and that is also nature. So we are always connected with our source. So that's why I said that if you, it is not my saying, it is, I read many books, this literature and others. I can cite hundreds of examples that they say that once everybody is in the nature, they understand it. And they said that if you want to get the real peace, go to the nature. There, everybody is telling this, that perfect peace is there. I said that if you want to get the joy, blissfulness, or anando, just go to the nature and you will get it. So, in fact, there are many quotation about this. I don't say all those things, but one thing, this Earth Day, the this scientist Rachel Carson, that lady, he, in fact, she did this movement of this art movement, and there is a little book written by her, but people are not interested to read that little book. And if you read that book, and you will see that how we are destroying this our this ecosystem and everything, and how it causes disharmony and devastation, and how we are destroying the plant species and and everything. So she said that, you see, those who contemplate the beauty of the earth finds reservoir of strength that will last as long as life itself. And this is true. Nature is the treasure trove of everything, treasure trove of wisdom, treasure trove of joy, ananda, blissfulness, mindfulness, playfulness, whatever you want. But if you are conscious, definitely you will get it. So
What's the title of the book again?
uh, I will.
Rachel Carson, huh?
Yeah,
Rachel Carson.
yeah, Rachel, Rachel Carson, Carson.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I
You
just
know,
noted.
Earth Day is she got a Nobel Prize for her this movement. Okay, the Earth
Beautiful.
Day, World Earth Day. Uh, she's from America. Okay, that small little book. I will send you the name. You can give in the link. Okay, I have the
Exactly.
book. And I have the book. I just forgotten the name. I read the
Amazing.
book also, and I wanted to people to read it and to conduct the study lessons about this. Then uh, and you know the reconciliation with plant species nature, it is such a important, and this is the crying need of the day now, because you see this planet is being destroyed very fast. You can look around, you can see this the climate change, everything. We each and every day we are destroying the ecosystem. So that's why these plant species are behaving reversely, because they also need to survive. Microplastic in the fish belly, with even in the sea fish. So it is next. I'll just finish it quickly. Then the next point is that is culture as an art.
Mm.
Uh, I believe in this, that multiculturalism that enlightens people, and osmosis of culture that shapes the history of the civilization. And in fact, my I wanted to do the PhD. My PhD topic was that culture as an art and strategy of national reconciliation. Then culture can be the reconciliation aspect at all level, national, international level also. Because once this multiculturalism is there, it enlightens one other. And that's why if in a society you work, there has to be mixed generation with uh, different culture, age, race, religion, gender, majority, minority. Then you have the the group, this teamwork have the diversity. So that also reduce the friction, and you understand each other's view, and that is also a good way of conciliation. I have come to the end of the discussion here. One thing that this Machiavellian view, that is end will justify the means, that which is reigning supreme in the present world, that is very poisonous and bulwark for the reconciliation. Because this thing, this point of view, it is at par with that this I we discussed that this philosophy of violence. So if when you are working, you will also find this type of people, but thing is that you need to tame them, and otherwise, because if we just think that end will justify the means, that means you are advocating for um, something uh, you know uh, adopted from violence, so unjust way, and anything you do unjust way, that is not going to give good result. So I will end with this, that in a the in present world we have 8.3 billion people. uh, Half of the population are unfit, then one third of the population is half fit, then malnourished, then these kids, children are growing with disease and without full possibility. So to me, this is the greatest danger to our species, and to me, this is the number one um, uh, issues we have now. though we have attained the political democracy, but socio-economic and religious democracy that we could not achieve. Socio-economic and religious democracy means social democracy means that we could not have the proper share of our resources with others, and this basing on the principle of these fraternity, equality, liberty, and we fail to do that. That is the reason that most of our people are not physically, mentally good. So we need to strive for this. Definitely, the world will go on. There is a revolution in artificial intelligence, I mean technological intelligence. But if we can spare some bit of money from those technological advancement, and we can at least feed all our people, all of the people of the world, then you will see that humans, they will grow with their full human potentials, and that is definitely going to cause greater harmony and also reconciliation. Uh, that's my final word. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So remember, mindfulness, playfulness, and really clarity of perception really helps us to create harmony, and this harmony we can then use in order to reconcile with one another. Thank you so much for being truly a blessing to myself, Dr. Hossain, and really to the world.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Moazzem Hossain. That's why knowledge matters. Make your life a masterpiece. Visit now programs.d-ykm.com.